Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Today we have kind of a rainy day, so I thought I would do something today that I don't really normally do. So it's been about a year since I had bought myself a titanium hammer. Before I had been swinging a Craftsman hammer, all steel. So I got myself a Martinez titanium hammer. The handle is titanium and the head is steel. And I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit, my thoughts on it. This is not a sponsored ad, this is not sponsored at all. I bought this thing and I just thought I'd share with you guys a little bit of what I thought about it. So since I got this thing, when I bought it, I was mostly framing out houses. So the hammer that I had then, it needed to be, a beefy hammer. I had to have, when I was knocking apart walls and stuff like that, or trying to smash stuff straight, it needed to be a little bit of a heavier hammer. So the Martinez is kind of like a dead blow hammer. The head is a steel head and the hammer handle is titanium. The guy that makes the Martinez hammer, Mark Martinez, he had started the stiletto hammer, and then it's kind of like a descendant of the stiletto hammer, I guess. The Martinez hammer would be like an upgrade on the stiletto. So what he upgraded on was the whole head is replaceable. Instead of just the strike plate on just the face on the stiletto, you can only replace that. You can't replace the claw on the stiletto. So I've seen a lot of guys with stiletto hammers that their claw is pretty much chewed down to like nothing. They have this titanium claw, which it's not ideal for pulling nails out and stuff, because titanium is it's a really hard metal, but it chips too because it's so hard, and the claw it eventually just wears down to nothing, and then you have to throw the hammer away and just get another one. And when you're spending $150 for a hammer, it does make sense to buy a hammer that you can replace just the head, and the head on the Martinez hammer goes for like $60. So that's one thing that I thought, it's cool about it. The other thing that's nice about it is it's very customizable. You can replace this head out with, you can get like a smaller head, like a trim head. It's called the M4. That's one thing that I thought is super cool about it. The stiletto, you don't have that option. You just have you can just go with the 15-ounce head, and that's it. I think the M4 is like a 12-ounce head. And you can also get like a square at the top, so when you're nailing trim and stuff, you can get into like tight corners. But even though the Martinez hammer, it's a great hammer, but like I said, when I bought it, I bought it when I was framing houses and stuff. Now I do mostly trim and a lot of like small detailed stuff. So when I'm swinging this big framing hammer on this small stuff, it seems like a bit of an overkill. It's like it's basically like taking a sledgehammer, to a small trim nail. And that's the one thing that's kind of a drawback on it. It has a dead blow hammer feel to it. Other than that, it's a great hammer. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it does have its uses, and it's places where it's like, yeah, it's not gonna work. So basically, what happened was the guy that started these hammers, he used to make the stilettos, like I was saying, and then he said, well, you know what, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make a better hammer. And he started his I guess like an off-brand, which would be Martinez, and he did improve pretty much everything on this hammer that people were complaining about. And I think if I had to choose between the stiletto or the Martinez, I would choose the Martinez every time, because like I said, you can replace that head, and then it's only $60 versus getting another stiletto for $200. And the Martinez does run a little bit more expensive than the stiletto. I paid almost $300 for mine. So it's a pricey hammer. You pretty much got to have a function for it, or it doesn't really justify the price. You can swing these you can swing your California framer hammers all day, you know, and they're not gonna do anything wrong, you know. They're a great hammer, but you know, I like it. I just wanted to go over you guys a little bit, you know, a little bit about it, the features that I like on it. So one of the biggest features that I like about this hammer is that it is made in USA. Any chance that I'll get, you know, I'll support US made tools, small businesses. So that's probably the biggest thing that I like about this hammer the most. It's not even a feature that's on the hammer. It's just, you know, where it's made. Um, so basically, it's got this removable head here. You just take it off with this screw in the back, and this whole head slides front. That's exactly how the stiletto is, except for the stiletto, just this screw comes off, and then just the strike plate on the front would come off, and the rest of the head would stay there. So that's kind of how that works. It has a titanium nail side puller there on the side, which is really handy when you're, you know, got some big nails that you got to pull out. I've used that quite a bit. It's easier than, you know, working leverage like this. You got leverage on the side. So that's the biggest thing. The other cool thing is I just found this out is these slots in here are for your cat's paw. Apparently, you can put your cat's paw down in the, you know, when you can put your cat's paw down in the wood, and then you stick the slot over the cat's paw, and it would work as kind of a lever. So that's kind of cool. I thought that was pretty sweet. But anyhow, it has this removable handle, which you just unscrew this screw here, and then you got to cut this handle off. It doesn't pull off real nice. You got to cut it. It's the only way you really can take it off. That's pretty much how you take that off. It's got a big striking face, a lot bigger than my old Craftsman did. That's a cool thing. So that's pretty much all of it. Um, yeah, like I was saying, you know, it's a bit heavy. It's very heavy in the face. It's kind of like a dead blow hammer. So to, you know, when you're swinging, you gotta be careful you don't, you know, miss and hit something that, you know, that's important. If I'm doing trim work, I like carrying a smaller hammer, the Migwell DeWalt, the 12 ounce. That's pretty nice for trim. The Stiletto 10 ounce, which is really nice for trim. You know, I like carrying them instead of this, you know, my big framing hammer. Pretty much, I just use this pretty much for framing jobs. So yeah, that's pretty much what that is.